it's the question of a logical air gap. Now, I'm sure most of us don't need introduction to an actual air gap. That really means the box is over there, nothing's connected to it, so your Nokia phone from 10 years ago successfully air gapped. No one's using that anymore. But obviously there are problems with an air gap machine, let alone just getting that thing back on is a big pain. So Joshua, the idea of a logical air gap, can you just unpack the concept a little bit for the understanding, and maybe just add, why is this a significant shift in how we could manage both backups but speed of recovery in terms of backup?
I think the best way to explain it is start by saying, well, what is no air gap? No air gap is likely what you might have today with your primary method of defense against the attacker, which is your backups. If your backups are permanently connected to the network, they're on a standard storage protocol like NSMB, like NFS, and they're on a file system that is both browsable and then likely editable, then if you think about how an attacker works, they come in and then they traverse the network. So anything that is browsable and accessible and mountable on the network from a compromised machine is therefore massively at risk. And this is actually the case for hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of backup infrastructures out there today. So the best way to protect this is with an air gap. But as you said, everybody knows a physical air gap. My best example is tape. Tape is a great physical air gap where we know that the attacker cannot compromise the tape. But the problem with tape is speed of recovery. If it's going to take you weeks to recover, to replay all these tapes, it might actually be cost beneficial to pay the ransom, which nobody wants to do. So what is the middle ground? And that's where a logical air gap comes in and what we help our customers do, where we still can provide physical air gap solutions if they need it by putting a Rubrik cluster in a physical vault and turning off ports. But the majority of customers use Rubrik to get the security benefits of a physical air gap without the speed and cost and complexity. And so all the logical air gap means is that yes, the backups are still physically connected to the network, but they're not accessible in any way from any compromised host. They can't be viewed or mounted or accessed as a file system. And then this is also coupled with immutability and then retention locks to ensure that even a compromised backup admin account cannot arbitrarily expire and delete them. And then you wrap all of this together, it means that, hey, an entire environment can be compromised, every single Windows, Linux server, but they can't access those backups, they can't edit them, they can't delete them. But when I need them recovered, because they're still physically attached, I get the speed of disk. So it's this perfect in between where it's giving you the fastest recovery, the highest level of security, but at the most cost-effective price point. And that is the logical air gap. That is what everybody is looking for, is how do we get secure, but maintain speed and maintain cost efficiency. And that's what we're helping customers do.